everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to do another fun block in Kimberbell's Pumpkin and Potions Ladder Quilt Project. In today's video we're going to work on the boo block right here. This one right here. It's going to be pretty easy to do. We can handle this. So let's go ahead and grab your plastic pouch system or plastic bag system that is labeled for the boo block. And let's head over to the machine and let's get started stitching. Okay, we are at the machine and I've got a bobbin with some white thread down below. This isn't a very big block, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize one of my bobbins that is almost out to use it up. This is a good time to do that, but make sure it's got white thread down below. And I'm going to put my 5x7 hoop on the machine that I have put a piece of poly no-show mesh stabilizer in it. Again, 5x7 hoop. And so let's go to the screen cam and let's load the design. Okay, so we're going to go to Embroidery. Where's my book? We're going to go to my flash drive because that's where I have all of my designs. We're going to go to Pumpkins and Potions. And I'm going to do the quilting designs first. I am looking for Halloween 11, which is in that folder. And I'm looking for a 2x4 design. Okay, we've got two of them here. And I need the horizontal one, so I want this one. Because we're going to stitch the block this way, and it's going to say the words boo going that way. So that's the one I want. I'm going to click set. You can see that there. Okay, so it comes in all nice, don't need to do anything to it. I'm going to add another design. If you can't add another design on top, just stitch this one first, clear your machine memory, and then load the second design and stitch that one out. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my flash drive, I'm going to go back to Pumpkins, and I'm looking for the boo block, and there it is. Right on the top. That looks good. Click set. We want it centered, which it brought it in perfectly centered, so we don't need to do anything else at that point. Okay, I'm going to grab my camera for the hoop and go back there. There we go. So you want to grab your plastic pouch system that is labeled boo for the boo block. And I'm going to pull that fabric out. I also have a little bit of fusible on the back side of that fabric because it's a background fabric. And then I also want to grab a piece of batting that is 3 by 5 inches. Okay, so I got my 3 by 5. Let's put the rest up. There we go. And that is the piece of batting that we will need for that block. Perfect, huh? Okay. So now I'm going to set those two aside. I have put white thread up on top because that's the color of my fabric for this block. Go ahead and put a thread in the top of your machine that will match your background fabric, whatever fabric you're using. In my case, it's going to be white. And then we're going to start just stitching. So I've got my white thread. I'm going to put the foot down and let's stitch the placement line for the batting. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to lay the batting down and I'm just going to make sure that I completely cover that placement line on all the sides. Use my stylus, keep your fingers away from the moving machine. Put the foot down and let's tack down the batting. Here we go. Okay, so now take the hoop off your machine, take this over to a table, and I want you to trim away the excess batting from the outside edges. Alright, I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so now I've got that back on the hoop, and I'm going to leave the white thread still on the top of my machine that matches my fabric, because now I'm going to stitch out the placement line for the fabric. Here we go. Okay, now I'm just going to lay down the fabric and I'm going to feel for the size of the batting, because that will tell me that I'm in a good position. There we go. Pull this down just a little bit. There we go. All right, so white thread still up on top that matches your fabric, and foot down, and let's tack down the fabric. I just want to say a huge thank you to Kimberbell for sponsoring me in this project and for providing the Pumpkins and Potions quilting bundle for me to use in this project. This quilting bundle is amazing. It is definitely something that you can look at in order to enhance this project. It comes with all of these amazing designs. You get a cauldron, you get a spider web, some happy ghosts that look like they have little glasses on. This border is amazing. I cannot wait to show you the borders. And you get this cool pumpkin and ghost and 31 on there. It's just a bunch of fun. So if you're able to get this quilting bundle, it's going to just make your project pop. The borders, I cannot wait. Look at these borders. There's 2 of them, and I'm going to try to incorporate both of them in this project. You get enough files in each of the designs to be able to do any combination of size that you could possibly think of for this project and our other projects. And you also get the block tile sizes for the clear blue tiles quilting method as well in each of the designs. So I highly recommend, if you can do this, this is amazing. Please use the link in the description below to purchase the bundle from Kimberbell.com. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and quilt the block with white thread as well, because we're going to do black across here for the word boo, or actually you could change it up and do any color you want, but I'm still going to let the quilting blend into the fabric and let boo be what shines. So I'm going to quilt it in white. I got a loop there. Let's get that loop out. All right, so let's put the foot down and stitch this out. This is only a 1-minute stitch out. Here we go. Okay, so now we are ready to stitch boo. Okay, now I want to show you something on the screen cam. It is showing that there's 3 stitches left. Now it's going to want to do a placement line and a tack down line for the fabric. We already did that because we did the quilting designs block by block. So we don't need to stitch out those next 2 stitches. So I'm going to go to my plus and minus, and I'm going to go down 1 stitch, down 1 stitch until it comes up with boo. Because you don't need to do a placement and a tack down because we've already done it and we've already quilted the block, okay? So we don't need to do those 2 stitches. So now we're ready to stitch the word boo. I want to put black thread up on top, step number 1. And then we're also going to put a black bobbin down below. And if you watched the last video, we did the same thing. And the reason for this is we want to potentially avoid any tension issues. If you have a matching thread on the top and the bottom, if you happen to have any issues with your machine tension, if you have a white, you're going to bring up white thread into your black lettering. But this way, you have black thread on top, black bobbin. It will hide and not show any tension issues. If it brings up thread, it's going to bring up black thread. And that's what we want. So black thread down below, black thread on top. We're going to put the hoop back on and we're going to stitch this out This is a 6-minute in real life stitch out. All right, here we go. Enjoy the stitch out. Love the way that came out. Look at that. I love the fact that I chose the glitter fabric because then the ghosts kind of sparkle around the word boo. That is really cute. Can you see that? Really, really cute. Okay, so now we're done with this block. Let's take the hoop off the machine. Let's go over to the table and I'll show you how to finish up this block. All right, we're at the table and look how fun that block is. So now all we have to do to finish up this block is just square it up, and it's going to measure 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to look for this outer stitch line here because that is where we want to trim it up. Let's measure first to make sure that the measurements are correct. So from this stitch line to this stitch line is 4.5. That's correct. And from the top to the bottom is 2.5, and that's perfect. That's exactly where we want to be. So I'm going to just start right here with this one. I'm going to line up the ruler with that stitch line and go just a hair past it so that stitch line is underneath my ruler, and trim off that first side. Okay, I'm going to turn this around, line it up on my mat. This is going to be 4.5. So 15, 4.5, that's 11.5. And I'm going to line it up on my mat, make sure the block is lined up this way. And push down. Now, can I see the stitch line? Yes, it's just under the ruler. And trim that up. Okay? That trimmed up those two sides. Do the same thing for these two sides. Look for the stitch line. Go ahead and line my ruler up. Put the stitch line just under the ruler. Trim that up. Come over to this side. 15, be 13.5. Okay, line that up on my mat, and I can see the stitch line just underneath my ruler. And look at what you have. You have a finished boob block. Say that 10 times fast, right? Isn't that cute? Congratulations, you did it. All right, so I hope you had as much fun making this block today as I did. And I hope you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun and more blocks in Kimberbell's cute project, Pumpkins and Potions. And until I see you next time, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.